What's going on, people? Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be checking out the new Contextual Boys album, which is called I Don't Want to See You in Heaven, which is quite a dark name for an album. But this band is a band that I've seen live before. I've seen them perform with Tesseract, but prior to seeing them live with Tesseract, I'd heard a couple of their singles. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm actually looking forward to this overall, mainly just because I don't really know what to expect. If you look back on my Twitch streams where I've checked out some of their music, they've had a complete mixed bag up and down. Some of the earlier tracks that I'd heard off maybe some of their older records were, I was given ratings of 4 out of 10 and 6 out of 10. And I had this kind of negative taste in my mouth. Then I seen them live with Tesseract. I didn't see the full set, but when I arrived, they were playing, and it was just, I just didn't really fuck with it. It was too chaotic. It was all over the place. There was 18 members on stage. I didn't really know what was happening. Just not really for me. Now, that all started to shift, and the only reason I would say that I'm doing this reaction today, maybe there's two reasons. One was because I heard the track Lemon, which is obviously a little bit out of left field for what these guys have traditionally made in the past, I believe. A lot of people when Lemon came out were saying that this is way out of line for these guys, but that is such a good song. I love that song. It sounds a little bit like Frank Ocean, which is kind of wild. I never would have anticipated that from hearing their previous stuff, but also because a lot of people in the scene are talking about this band. This is an album that I cannot ignore for any longer. I know Burb is really high on this album. My man Coop, who actually suggested me to check out Lemon in the first place on stream, he's been very vocal about me checking this out. And then a lot of other people, Semp has been asking me to check this out. They were doing polls on my Twitch stream. I've seen people request it on Patreon. So we're going to finally get to it. So I would say I'm going in pretty neutral right now. I think if I had not heard Lemon, I'd maybe just I don't think I would probably have done this album. I just don't think I would have that much interest. But this one's for the people, I think. I'm really interested to check this one out just because a lot of people are saying it's really, really good. Now, there's other big albums that have dropped today, but I'm specifically doing this one because I think I just have generally more interest musically in something like this that is a little bit left of field. Slaughter to Prevail dropped a new album today, which honestly would probably do more in terms of growing the Patreon and shit, but I just realized that I don't really have that much interest in checking that album. There is some songs in it that I might go to, but I was like, you know what, I'd rather, if I'm going to sit down and listen to an album, do I want to listen to 45 minutes of Slaughter to Prevail or something that maybe might actually surprise my ears a little bit? Now, don't get me wrong. Slaughter to Prevail, I don't think is the worst band in the world. I think they've got some sick songs, but just in terms of an overall album experience, I don't think they're going to do much that will really surprise me based on some of the singles that I've heard, and especially because Alex Terrible is so involved in all of the boxing stuff at the moment. I just don't really think he's got his full attention on music. Which maybe I'm wrong, maybe we'll check out the album at some point, but I have a hunch. So I'd much rather check out something like this. So before we go, I'll give you the full backstory of my experience with listening to the Contextual Boys, which is a really fun thing to be able to do. Because obviously I have a history of every single song I've ever heard by them, just kind of in front of me here. So the first song I'd ever heard by these guys was back in 2023. And it was the Violent Astrology track, which I give a 4 out of 10, which is obviously not ideal, but that's what I mean about the earlier stages. That was my initial impressions of this band, was they were just all over the place and absolute ass. I don't have the exact order, but I'll just go through all of the songs I've heard. So that was the first song. And then the most recent song I'd heard from these guys is The Demon of Unreality, Limping Like a Dog, which I gave an 8.1. Very interesting. That's a pretty strong rating. Now, based on my rating for Lemon, which I gave an 8 out of 10, I would actually bump Lemon up to an 8.5, and maybe I'm not sure about the 8.1 on that track that I just called out. We'll see. I'll hear it again. Distracted by the Mona Lisa, I gave a 7.9. Maybe I just need to hear these tracks in the context of the album. We'll see. But 7.9, that's not a bad rating either. Then I also, Lemon I gave an 8 out of 10. I'd probably bump that to an 8.5, having heard it a lot more. But at the time, I knew it was a pretty solid song. It was a simple enough song, but it's fucking catchy, man. It's such a good chorus. And then I heard What Is Delicious, Who Swarms. I gave that a 6 out of 10. That was back in 2025. That was back in February. So, okay, that's pretty much where we're at in terms of what I've heard from these guys. So, on this album, I have heard track number 6, which is Lemon. I have heard track number 8, which is The Demon of Unreality, Limping Like a Dog. I have heard Distracted by the Mona Lisa, which is track number 11. And I think that might be it. I've definitely seen one of the videos where there's like 2 songs mixed together. I've also heard Two-Headed Trout. So I just don't think I have my rating down for Two-Headed Trout because it's a part of like a 10-minute long video. But I'm not going to yap anymore, lads. Let's continue on and listen to this album. It's quite a lengthy one, which kind of worries me for how chaotic their sound is. But we're going to start off with number 1, Collection of Forgotten Dreams. Let's go. Audio should be fine. Also, I finally got YouTube Premium. I bowed down to the pressure, lads.
I Don't Want to See You in Heaven collection. An enigmatic series of 11 pieces created by an unknown group of artists known only as the Callous Dow Boys. Their true identities are, unfortunately, lost to time. These pieces were created 300 years ago during the years of 2023 and 2024.
Okay.
It was once thought that the collection consisted of just 10 pieces. However, earlier this year, a reel of film tape marked 3 Country Song in Reverse on one side and Dow Boys SeaWorld footage on the other was discovered in the occupied zone of Mena, Arkansas. We here at the Museum of Failure were lucky enough to have the artifact marked as historically important, and the reel was shipped across border checkpoints. Having now seen the collection in its potential final form, we now know that these pieces weren't just created by man, but by heartbreak, anguish, frustration, infidelity, lust, addiction, divorce, and suffering. One may imagine the head of a constantly changing beast ripping open the author of these words with more and more blood. The head of a buck goring the young writer's body to prop him up, whilst the second head, that of a pig, snuffs out every word, no regret. This is true failure, embodied and immortalized. This is embarrassment, painted over the first and last name of the grave. This is I Don't Want to See You in Heaven by the Callous Dow Boys.
What? My butter tastes best when I'm bodied up. Why did they make that backwards? Okay, this is fucking wacky so far.
You could drown in her extra water with me. We could watch killing sprees like documentaries.
All right. Schizophrenia Legacy.
Not a fool for anyone at all.
Wow. It's like just one long string of consciousness. Like there's no thought being put in. It's just, what's the next sentence that comes to mind? Let's put that in the song. I'm trying to understand. Obviously, with the introduction to the album was like someone referring to the album that was recorded like hundreds of years ago or whatever. I didn't fully grasp the full concept, but it's a cool idea. And now it's going through the album as like an ancient artifact. This part is nice. That clean guitar tone is gorgeous. Okay, give me a sec. What I might try to do is, I think it might just be the actual, like there's nothing wrong with the mix at all, but I'm just curious to see if we can get it to sound a little bit better. I don't know if I can just copy and paste playlists into, let me see if I can just copy and paste this entire playlist. Loop playlist, shuffle playlist. I don't know how to save a playlist, but I'm going to go onto YouTube Music. I don't know fully how YouTube Music works, but can I just paste this in? No. Okay, maybe not. I was just going to see if we could get better quality overall. But yeah, okay, look, let's just keep going. The Moon Guidance. This kind of sounds like Deftones. Maybe slightly heavier than Deftones, but what the fuck is this video, by the way? Look, I need to get myself a new fucking monitor to just have Spotify back again. Interesting production here. Yeah, this main riff is fucking sick.
This is what I have to do. This is what I have to do. I like water rides, consider me a legend in a guitar center and office job, but never proud. So when you patronize and Polaroid, some fights. Some like. I can hear your friends cackling over product value signs. Believe me, I get it now. Come inside all far. If I'm ever Kevin, the chance to erase you, motherfucker, I will never hesitate.
That's a cool riff.
I won't be looking for your face.
Kind of sounds like someone beating their meat. Someone just gooning in the corner. Oh man, that tone. Nice. Okay, that was chaotic. Now this is something that I have heard. I'll listen to it again. It's a bit all over the place, I remember, but yeah, man, cool song. That one is in playlist. It has a I want to say like a math, kind of like it has a mathy vibe to it in parts, but also is kind of in that same vein as something like Dance Gavin Dance with a lot of the guitar riffs and stuff like that. It's in that same tonal ballpark, but it's also kind of scratching the itch for heaviness. I don't know much about Under Oath, but I feel like a lot of those dissonant chords that are like accenting the overall rhythm of are, I feel like that's an Under Oath thing, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like Under Oath made that sound quite popular, if I'm not mistaken. It's also giving me Bring Me vibes, like the Bring Me feature that they did with Under Oath. It's maybe that's just why I'm getting Under Oath vibes, because I know Under Oath are like known for that like dissonant groove and the chugs. And maybe I'm wrong there, but yeah, it's obviously a little bit chaotic. It's quite all over the place, but the heavy moments in that track were hitting. So that's playlist for me. The lyrical content and the actual vocal delivery is I'm indifferent to it. It's not, I don't care much for the vocal themselves, but I think the lyrics, because they're so fucking wacky and random, they kind of make it entertaining, because you're like, what is he actually say? Like, what's he gonna say next, you know? So just that keeps it interesting by itself. But let's play this. I don't remember the...
All of my guests are on the flight logs.
He's about to bring me on. Run the plane with me again?
Okay. The interview is going to last about 10 minutes.
How long is this going for?
4 minutes to get up to the...
I don't really care about the video, so let's just keep going.
Showtime down, boys.
Oh yes, okay, I remember this. Oh, that is cool. That was Ben's? So this is Two-Headed Trout.
Shaking like a leaf in a cold sweat. Your body needs my hologram. That vicious appetite reading off a teleprompter. But you'll get what you want first. So if one day you get out in a loop of boredom burnout, I'll swim upstream again, show you all the hooks in my mouth. Look at how gullible I can be, with my pits in my gills in sync. I think you like it, the bubblegum popper sure's I'll be sure. Colder than the sheet that my sword's in, like I'm born again out of bitch and moan. I was a standing in love.
Every section is so unique. Like, you just never really can anticipate where it's gonna go, like whether it be his vocal delivery or just the breakdown or the riff.
Ready to be used.
Like, there's absolutely nothing cookie cutter about these guys.
Take your bed out in a loop of boredom burnout. I'll swim upstream again, show you all the hooks in my mouth. Look at how gullible I can be, with my pins in my gills in sync. I think you like it, the bubblegum popper sure's I'll be. If you need someone to hold your glass while you dance, unrequited 200%. And sometimes forever you're regular to space. Nice nights on a kid's gun, falling over Roman words, making football, passing back, kind stuff. Vocalize, never damage your pride. Big things on a kid's skin, going over, 24 bar, passing big things down. And it's outside, never puts a ring on it.
I actually think I'm enjoying this more if I don't watch the video. I think the video is actually just taken away from this a little bit for me. This is playlist. That's catchy. That's gonna grow as well. I've heard this already, but it just didn't hit me on the first listen. I could obviously appreciate it, but it's hitting right now. It's like Villanova at the moment. Like, Villanova are just on fire with their wackiness, and that's just kind of sticking out to me, you know? Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky.
All the time we're going to have for today.
I believe that's the end of that track. That would make sense. But in terms of the album flow, this is kind of hard to navigate because the next song in this video is actually The Demon of Unreality. But that is not until track 8. So what I'll do is I'll see if we can kind of move on to, oh yeah, so they've put this in twice. That makes sense. That's a good show from them. So we'll just move on because I do want to listen to the album in its intended format, I guess. But let's move on to the next track, which is Tears on Lambo Leather. Okay. Wow.
When I just went the real cow, I am no better than the first one. And when I'm called to be the bigger man, I couldn't be more erect. My vision's a shot arm, and it's fighting all out the alarm. I'll hang on this stage.
Lead riff is fucking cool. stutter. There's that kind of emo feel that they have sometimes. I do genuinely think the choice of visuals have really hurt the band in terms of my experience right now. So I'm trying to not pay attention to fucking hell. Jesus!
So what you fucking read? I have never all my eyes. Things for or things on. I have never all my eyes. Things for or things on. But when your right choice, my right choice as well. If you start, I prefer to start.
Man. This is like Sway Lee on the Astro World album. Cool. This is fucking sick. I'm gonna add this to the playlist as well. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for, man, to be honest. Something just mash up the genres. That's still done well. And doesn't lose the metal feel. Oh my god. What are these visuals like? Okay. Here, I want to hear this again. This is such a fucking great song. Man, these guys are on a roll on this album so far. I mean, I've liked the last 3 songs, and Lemon is getting re-added to the playlist. Thank you for the feedback, sir.
Hey, everybody.
I'm going to skip all this. I've seen all this already, but it's great. Go watch it yourselves.
All right, fine.
I never got I can also play this in the car with my girlfriend as well, which is great, because it's like a chill song, but it's also so catchy. Yeah, this is one of the best songs of the year, to be honest. It's fucking so incredibly catchy. And the production gives it like more of a memorable feel to it, instead of just being like a pop song. And the drum mix sounds fucking great. Like, it sounds more prominent than what you'd hear on a pop song, you know? And the bass tone as well, how could we forget? What a song! Yeah, that is so good. Shout out to Coop for this request in the first place. This is the reason that I'm doing this album, and I'm glad I have been doing it so far. I'm curious to see the comments. Yeah, this is such a good song. I want to look at the lyrics. I don't actually know what the lyrics are. I can get an idea, but there's certain things that I just kind of make up my own versions of in my head.
calls and she asked if I was doing that band thing. Still, I
love that lyric. I can't relate to it with the band thing, but I guess just all of the little endeavors that I've gone across in my life. Like the YouTube shit. You still doing the YouTube thing? It's like, yeah.
So I hope I never speak to you again. I can't recall your heartbeat ever speeding up. For you the taste is so much better than the pub. I should have been
Hanging on.
those breaths you took.
Wow.
Instead my lungs just filled with paycheck classic coke.
That is such an incredible song. The more I hear that, the better it gets. And now I know the lyrics as well. I never actually read the lyrics of the chorus. I could hear basically what it was saying. But you know yourself, sometimes it's hard to make out exactly what's being said. But I can't recall your heartbeat ever speeding up. For you, the taste is so much better than the pump. I thought it was pulp because we were talking about a lemon, like lemon pulp. Maybe he says pulp at some other point. But I did say, I thought he was saying, for you, the taste is so much better than the pulp, which I didn't fully understand. But I guess with the first line, I can't recall your heartbeat ever speeding up. For you, the taste is so much better than the pump. Heartbeat, pump makes sense. I should have been banking all those breaths you took. Instead, my lungs are filled with beige and classic Coke. I feel like there's an emotional edge to this song that I never even knew existed. But going to the bridge, your mother saw me waiting tables and she asked me if I was doing that band thing still. Again, I'm not in a band, so I can't relate to it, but I guess it applies to anyone who's on any, I guess, off the beaten trail endeavor, whether it be like content creation, YouTube, or just something that isn't normal, you know? Something that is like a passion project that has no guarantee on ever returning you any money, and it's something that's to other people that don't get the passion just like a waste of time, and then they kind of almost they want to be polite about it, but the way they ask it is kind of almost rude. It's like, oh, you still doing the YouTube thing? I'm just going to go with my own experiences. And you know, YouTube is like my fucking like a massive portion of my existence over the past couple of years. So then when people are just like, you still doing the YouTube thing, it's almost like downplaying your entire fucking life. So I get it. It's one of those things that other people don't really understand, and they don't mean to be passive aggressive about it, or they don't mean to be rude about it, but they just don't really realize. And he specifically said like the mother-in-law. Did he say mother-in-law? Your mother saw me waiting tables. So it's like you're a friend's mom who hasn't seen you in a couple of years, and she's just a bit of a boomer. And like, you know, when like older people are a little bit like racist and just they lack that kind of social awareness, and they're just a bit crude with the way they say things. It's giving me the fear a little bit even thinking about this, but it's so accurate. It's like just seeing someone's mom that you haven't seen in years, that like, you know, their friend would have been like, oh yeah, Drew's doing this YouTube thing or whatever, and then they see you a couple of years later, you know, you've all moved on, you're separate ways, are you still doing the YouTube thing? So yeah, I like that lyric. Again, I can't relate to it with the band specifically, but I'm sure we all have something like that, whether it be just like a passion project or just something that you're into, something maybe a little bit weird. It's usually something a little bit weird and like not normal, and people who just don't understand it will like ask you because it's like an awkward moment where that's the only thing they know about you, and it's like the little conversation starter, and they're just like way out of their depth, and they're like, I guess I'll ask them about the YouTube thing. Well, we're on a roll here, man. That's 4 songs in a row. Can they keep it going? This is a feature with First Vows. I've never heard of these guys. Well, the production and everything on this album has been fucking so interesting so far. The mix has been fucking good, to be honest. And the experimentation, the creativity. There are certain moments that I'm not too into, like the kind of emo stuff, but they vary it up enough that it just keeps it entertaining at all times. Yeah, and that like ever-present bass tone is so fucking smooth.
When I saw you in Seattle, I was
this has a very liquid feel to it. That makes sense. Sounds like it's underwater in a very, very good way. It's that reverb. The subtle details here in the fret slides just give it so much human feel. It's like shoegazy in a way, drowned in reverb.
I think they run seminars about my relapse. I know you're doing okay. I don't think the moon awaits. It's all coming back to me now. After a life of sulfur dragging me down, the words are written on the back of my eyelids. You make me uncomfortable, and I don't wanna see you in heaven, in heaven, in heaven, in heaven. This was supposed to be different. I had a million dreams, I had 1,000 visions. This was supposed to be ours. I hold it in my fist and savor the last of it. Now you can go make her a mother. You never revolve around your lover. Oh, this was supposed to be different. I had a million dreams, I had 1,000 visions. This was supposed to be ours. I hold it in my fist and savor the last of it. This was supposed to be different. I had a million dreams, I had 1,000 visions. Now you can go make her a mother. Yeah, you never revolve around your lover.
Wow, now I'm impressed. I'm impressed. What is that, like, distorted synth? It sounds like a firework going off. You can hear it like spreading out at the tail end. That's really cool. It's almost like a firework. It sounds like it cracks with the sharp punch and then it spreads out. It's the only way I can describe that. Sounds really good. And the bass tone has just been so consistent.
It's all coming back to me now. Ben's gave me some truth that's hard to discount. How some people are nightmares together, but it's only felt when apart. So I don't wanna see you in heaven.
Ah. Album title, eh? Backing vocals. Okay, and this leads back to the video that we were watching earlier, which is the two-headed trout, the demon of unreality. Now, I know what song is coming next. I gave that song a 7.9 based on what I can see. You know what, maybe I didn't actually hear the two-headed trout song because I think someone just requested the second part of it. Maybe I skipped the two-headed trout part. That would make sense. So yeah, because I was like, I haven't actually given a rating for that. So that would have been my first time actually hearing that. Okay, there we go.
The title of my address is, if you find this world bad, you should see some of the others.
Okay, right, let's skip to...
Today, it looks like our...
No, we were...
This is like the Batman thing, isn't it? Is it Batman? Or no, the Joker when he shoots him.
Go, 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 pick him up, pick him up. Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, let's go. This is obviously going to be a little bit heavier, I'd imagine.
All right, let's do this. Dan, god damn it.
What? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, this makes a lot more sense now with the flow of the album because of how slow the last two songs were.
Why all become cryptors? We say what's left to sell. Big bucks for the sharper brain nuts. All time for the stars who fill your walls. Decorating, rocking, polymath. I stand with this past where we'll go. Now by where we black out the sun. Make on your sides. All three lion razor by our own lines. Who is whose? You panel doesn't matter. And there's nothing cosmic about it. So it's not worth that I can demonic under any moon. So push your way around a little harder. All again we succumb. One fight doesn't shine the other side.
The like leveling up sound.
So little of them in your heart that you need to know. A ratio to across the oceans, but inside the words of every line. Some of you need to know the author, and the rest just stuff all together. It all depends on who is born to learn. I read the numbers at the last is
It's funny how context, this is why I always say the album context is so important. Because this just sounds so much better now that I know what it's led in from. Whereas just hearing this out of the context, I was like, it's just wild.
I was looking for the baccalaureate of the yellow-headed Amazon. But I'd rather be fed to the birds of the escargot. My oblivion in the surf. It's the last chance to take a breath, the last chance to fake your death, the last chance to trade words in our cage till we run out of words. We know.
Some of his fucking vocal melodies are so... Oh man. They're great.
Who is whose? You panel doesn't matter. And there's nothing cosmic about it. So it's not worth that I can demonic under any moon. So push your way around a little harder, or again we succumb. I gotta hand this up. All you sacrifice, all you whores, waiting and waiting to bite. Act like I suck.
Nasty. I've seen clips of that. Fucking wild, man. Absolutely fucking wild. Okay, that's the end of that one. Yeah, I mean, that is great as well. I'm gonna add the both of them to my playlist. Again, I've already... We're gonna get on to these lyrics in a moment, but we're on Idiot Temptation Force, man. We're flying through this album. It's really just flowing nicely now. The last song is 11 minutes, which I've just seen now. Visually, this is pissing me off a little bit. Now, I'm glad that this person's put them into a playlist, so I'm not going to complain. But can someone just please just do normal music videos? Or lyric video. I need to just get a second monitor or third monitor so I can get my Spotify back up again and have the proper lyrics. But yeah, like I always say, the context in which you hear music, particularly like singles, is obviously very important. And this band is the prime example of that, I think. This is obviously my first time hearing an album from these guys. So I am definitely on board. I would say I'm a fan of these guys based on what I'm hearing so far. This is really, really good. The vocal melodies are fucking great. They're like not overtly in your face where I think the lemon, you know what? Even the lemon one isn't like an in your face vocal melody where it's like an undeniable pop music style vocal melody. It has so much character in it, but it's one of those that like you hear it on a first listen, you're like, yeah, this is great. But then the more you hear it, it just really sinks in. And they've had a few moments like that, some vocal inflections and stuff. Very, very good. Very, very good little moments here and there. Like in the last track, there was a particular moment in it where the vocalist, I don't know their name, he just leaned into a like soft melody within all of the fucking chaos that was going on around it. And it just hits. It's very, you know, sparingly used and very tasteful, but it's fucking well done. Obviously, that last track was so heavy. I heard that song originally and gave it a 7.9. I would definitely bump that rating up. I don't know where, but it's definitely not a 7.9. I think that's pretty sick. Like it has all of the things you want in like a beatdown track, but I think just listening to it in the single format like I did originally, it just really did it a disservice because it's chaos, and obviously when you just get that taste of chaos, you're missing all of the intended moments that led up to that moment, you know? Like obviously the video itself is kind of out of context as well because it's two songs that don't actually go beside each other in the album, which is kind of creative and cool as well. I don't think I've ever really seen much of that done before where they release a double single as a music video, but the two singles actually are not supposed to be together on the album, which kind of gives the single itself a massive feel and a massive rollout because you get two singles in one, a 10-minute video and the visuals, of course. But then on the album, you kind of get a new taste of what they actually should sound like, and it gives it more meaning as well because of how it's spaced out and how the songs before it are now different. So I thought that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's the context in which those songs sit makes so much more sense now because Lemon's obviously a really, really catchy, like pop rock song. I don't really know exactly where I'd fit that. It's very poppy. Maybe that's just because the chorus is so undeniably melodic that it just, in my head, fits into that like melodic pop style stuff. But obviously it has guitars and stuff. So maybe like pop rock vaguely would be a little subgenre to fit that into. Not that it really matters. It just sounds great. Like if you heard that on the radio, you would not be complaining is what I'm trying to say. Body Horror for Birds then is a little bit slower. It does slow the vibe down, but it's still nice. And there's again some subtle melodies in there that I think will grow. I mean, it definitely warrants being in playlists just to hear it again. Now, it's not like a big ass beater track, and the melodies aren't as like in your face and prominent as the likes of Lemon, but it's definitely a nice song that kind of bridges that gap between the chaos in Lemon and then, or sorry, the chilled vibes of Lemon and then the chaos of the Demon of Reality Limping Like a Dog, which is a fucking wild name, but the name kind of matches the actual vibe of the song. It's fucking wild. So let's keep going. This is cool so far. What the fuck? Trippy. Now the visuals are starting to make a little bit more sense. Yeah, I don't know about that song. I don't know if that goes playlist. I get it's kind of more of an ass beater that will go off live, and it's kind of funny. Has the call out moments for the crowd. Booga booga boo boo! Whatever the fuck he said, but I just don't know if I can take it too seriously. Douchebag Safari. No way. A great name.
What I inherit isn't all that special. Oh no, not at all. It takes a real cowboy to get it, and not to mention a lack of follow through. Who want to build monuments to when you bit off more than you could chew? To curiously lay in bed, mercurial beheadings red, solitary beckoning to be loved evermore. When I thought you were gone, I couldn't be more impressed. Turn your nose up at everyone else. You were so to this master belt. Now I only play catch with myself. How can I mouth this? How way can I truly time? To never be on this right and easy. It's the floating on opium time. To point the camera at himself. Why lie away? Crying out your cry. Down on your knees begging for sleep. The animals say something to swallow. It's probably your day. Every claim back on all will leave so good. You'll never be taken. Never be taken, never be taken. You live in a dead world. It's the crack in your neck when you fall asleep. You live in a world. It's a promise to follow the sword. How can I mouth this? How I can it slowly fall? The body and air at the eyes.
They're like teasing this. But that's like a trance music synth. Or like a hard dance synth.
So much desire for size, an insufferable prick like me.
That's fucking sick.
I can't fucking
That is so industrial. It's like industrial.
shine something.
It feels like I always make this comparison whenever I hear that like
Gotta conjure the
synth.
thing that's just screaming to come out of you. Screaming, dying to come out of you. This is it. Everything that you've ever loved has to come through right now. This is all we have. This is all we have. We have nothing else. We don't even get to keep our fucking bodies.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like the industrial like droney sharp synth that's piercing through the on the drop that I can't do it. I can't do the sound. It's so digital, but it reminds me of, it always reminds me of the London Underground, or just I guess any underground like metro station or train station or tube station that is underground, when you can hear the tubes or the trains or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like coming down the tunnel, and it has this real sharp, distinct sound that has this like eerie horror feel to it. They're using that, and it gives me like big room, like trance vibes. Like it's so dark and ominous, and it's similar to a lot of the stuff they would have used in like the hard dance scene and hard style scene. It's like these big brutal kick drums and snares that are just drowned in distortion, and then also this like accented, sharp, drony synth that they're using. So they're using that in this. And this kind of felt like it was almost in the realm of like, it was going into dubstep and then it was going into this like hard dance thing. But they also had these really sick, low tuned chugs with, you know, some accented riffs in there as well. Just to kind of break it up and then transition into the next part, which always kept it entertaining. Sick. Like it still felt like kind of a dark, heavy, almost metalcore track, but it was also very experimental in the same vein as, it was in the same industrial vein as like what I heard from the King Yosef track that I posted on my socials there not too long ago, a couple days ago. Like really dark industrial synths, but also some vocals on there that were quite interesting and I thought worked quite well with the song, but also like has that real feel to it with the band getting involved and also the, you know, the guitars, because that's the difference between that King Yosef track that I posted, is that that's fully like synth work. Whereas this had that synth in it, but it also had like a real live element to it with the guitars. So very interesting. But next up is Distracted by the Mona Lisa, which is again another song I've heard. I don't remember it, but we'll keep going. Again, that synth just completely changes the vibe. Like instrumentally it's heavy, but it has a very uplifting feel to it with that synth. That's a grower. I don't think it's going to be playlist right now, but I think that's definitely something that could grow on me. I think this is the second last song. Not that that implies that we're getting any closer to the end of the album, because the last song is 12 minutes long. I never got around it. Great album. Great album. I get the hype. I most certainly get the hype. I never got around it. This gives me the impression that it's like the room audio from people watching the Mona Lisa, I guess.
I have the pass.
Museum pass?
Yeah, museum.
That doesn't get you a discount.
Okay, gotcha. That's fine.
It's going to be $14.10. Did you want your receipt?
No thanks.
Or people going to see the album, I guess, because it's like conceptually in the future. I haven't been paying too much attention to the flow of the lyrics and stuff like that and the concept, but I get roughly what's going on.
Is it sponsored by Jeep?
We strongly encourage those who are sensitive to graphic content or easily unsettled to proceed with caution or perhaps consider a different path through the Museum of Failure.
Okay.
But for those who choose to finish
It's
to
more
true
the album
ending
museum.
of I Don't Want to See You in Heaven, please remember what you are about to witness is meant to challenge, provoke, and above all, remind us of the weight of our collective action.
It's literally like the Stanley Parable.
In action.
That's what it feels like. It's like designed like the Stanley Parable, the game. Which, if you have not played the game, there's no other way to describe it other than just play the game. It's like a life lesson. Obviously, the narration's voice is definitely helping me to draw that comparison, but... So, he specifically said that this is meant to challenge. Now, that doesn't give them a pass on it being a bad song, but they have been writing really good songs so far, so I'm sure they can pull it off. It's like a gargling sound almost. Okay. This album flows really, really well. Like some chaotic bands miss the mark a little bit with the like over-reliance of the chaos. Like when their whole shtick is just chaos, they rely too heavily on it, and the album just gets too hard to listen to in full. Like it's too fatiguing. Like these guys have really balanced like an almost hour-long album that is this chaotic, and I don't feel fatigued by it at all. That's a testament to really, really good songwriting and a testament to the album as a full project. It flows really, really well. Trippy as fuck. The album artwork is really, really cool as well. It's very unique. Just invokes so many questions. Why does it say funeral on the back? Very Vianova here. Oh.
Leather confused for a cow, still the calf without a blanket on inside.
Go back to that chug.
Maybe next time, maybe next time. Oh, memories of us.
They're killing it, man. Would have loved for them to stay in that pocket for a little bit longer. Down, 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 down.
If I'm giving the upper hand, we can dance some infinite and last. We'll start our tremors for the bushes that they beat around. Kiss again, let
I
me
protected the
down.
animal. I did it. Fuck you.
I've wanted 100 tons of pills as they try to pass me on. But like a bad blood transfusion, I just want to take. I just want to take. There's not a light in the workshop. Only worried mothers on the highway. And a small flood of confusion. It's just too late. 1,000 milligrams of epinephrine. Like forever anesthetic. The first time I've smiled in years. Preventing all these cancellations. Arrows through silent times. Cancel bafflement.
This is gonna slap.
Long glass protection. A 35 millimeter. I love you. 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 I love
What?
I love you. I love you. Next time I'll keep it to myself.
Oh my god, this is like car bomb. What the fuck? I feel so blue-balled, but not in like a disappointing way. Like I still got a few kisses, you know? Like it wasn't like a full disappointment. I still have some stories to tell my friends, you know? Oh, I got a little kiss, lads, you know? But like I'm still ultimately blue-balled. It's not all doom and gloom, you know? Because there's still time, you know? There's still time. We can make it happen. 3 minutes. This is the next date.
We called it the head we're given, a mistake, a grenade to dive on. Corrected your breathe with allegiance, but my wake will be more entertaining. Over and over, agoraphobic. When did you get so bold? Over and over, agoraphobic.
What a fucking surprising album. That was amazing. You lot were right. Wow. That was a really, really good song. That was a great way to outro an album. You guys know me, I love a good closer to an album that is just absolutely epic and you know, sends the album off into the sunset. But let me pull up my Spotify real quick just to go over the songs that I've added to my playlist. That one is such an amazing song and it works really well as an album closer. But because of the length of it and how dynamic it is and how much it changes, I don't really know if it's the easiest listening thing in the world. I don't really see myself going back to it that much. It feels like one of those that you listen to only when you've just listened to the full album, you know, because you have to like put the icing on the cake and top it off at the very end. But listening to it out of that context, again, this is kind of one of those bands that might be a little bit hard to go back to single by single. but there is some moments in there that are absolutely brilliant. So the songs that I have added to my playlist, which is surprisingly quite a lot from the 13 tracks that we heard, is track number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. So that is Full Moon Guidance, Two-Headed Trout, Tears on Lambo Leather, Lemon, Body Horror for Birds, The Demon of Unreality, Limping Like a Dog, and Douchebag Safari. There was maybe 1 or 2 extras that could possibly be in there, like Distracted by the Mona Lisa, and the last song could go playlist based on my just enjoyment. But I'm very impressed by that. I have some things written down here, like I've already touched on. The album flows really, really well. Some bands like lean into the chaos and they miss the mark a little bit because it feels like their whole shtick is just trying to be chaotic. But these guys kind of ride that line perfectly. Like they hone in on the chaos, but they don't rely on it. They can go real melodic and just write a sick like pop rock song as well. And the flow of the album works really, really well. They give you like an absolute onslaught of chaos, and then they kind of chill out for a song or two, and then an onslaught of chaos, and they chill out again. But within that chill song, they might put in something really progressive and different and experimental that kind of keeps it from not being predictable in that way, because you're almost getting like chaos, chill, chaos, chill. Sometimes they'll add in some chill in the chaos, and sometimes they'll add in some chaos in the chill, if that makes sense. But because there's so much to talk about in this album, I've written down that this album is simple, but not cookie cutter at times. So what I mean by that is, for example, the likes of Lemon is a simple song, but it doesn't feel cookie cutter. It doesn't feel like you're just listening to a ripped song from, it doesn't feel like they're just trying to make a song for the radio. It still has like really prominent rock/metal drum mix, like a drum mix on it. Like the drums are really prominent. There's obviously the violin that's involved in there in parts as well. It just gives it more of a dynamic feel. The overall production just makes it more exciting than just a standard like pop rock song. So very, very good from that sense. So it's like they're capable of doing the simple stuff, but even when they do the simple stuff, it's still dynamic, and the production really helps to bring it to life and doesn't make it feel cookie cutter. So that's what I mean by that. It's also chaotic, but not overbearing. They have moments of chaos, but they don't fill the entire album with the chaos. And the moments of chaos are like done in such a way that it doesn't feel like they're just trying to do it for the sake of it. It actually just feels like that is purely them. And this is coming from me, who kind of doubted this band before. Now in the context of this album, I'm like fully sold on this sound. Now again, it is quite a hard sound to listen to too much maybe, but then again, it really isn't. Like that was such an easy like 57-minute long album. Like I really didn't expect that to just kind of feel so effortless in terms of like just being able to chill out and listen to it, because again, just that flow made it so easy to just to bathe in. It's dynamic and ever changing, but not unstructured and messy. Like this constantly evolves. The album has so many different like influences and sounds and stylistic changes, but it never feels unstructured or like they don't really know what they're trying to do. It felt like they had like a lot of, it felt intentional, everything that they were doing. Like there was never any moments in this where I felt like they were kind of just throwing things together. It all felt like it made sense, despite individually having so many chaotic, quote unquote, unstructured moments. But that is just kind of what I'm looking for, I guess, these days. It makes sense that I would enjoy this based on the fact that I've been listening to stuff that is maybe a little bit more industrial, that is maybe a little bit more on the side of creativity and experimentation. Although like musically it might not be the easiest to grasp. I've been enjoying some of the Villanova stuff because of how it just feels like they're kind of on the cutting edge of a lot of the modern metalcore stuff. Whereas obviously this is not in the metalcore realm as much. It's more in the mathcore kind of space with like some alt vibes. It's a little bit all over the place. I don't know the full scope of the subgenres of this band, but it's chaotic is what I'll call it. It has like an emo flair to it, which surprisingly didn't. I think it was done in a way that it wasn't overbearing as well. Like some of the vocal moments were a little bit emo and it felt a little bit nostalgic, I guess, if you're into that like emo era. But it wasn't so much so that I kind of was turned off by it, because usually I don't really enjoy that overall emo sound. But Yeah, man, I'm really, really impressed by this. I thought that was fucking fantastic. That was the Callous Dowboy. The Callous Dowboys, I Don't Want to See You in Heaven, the 2025 release. I'm a little bit late getting to this, but it's better late than never, and I'm glad I did check it out now. So shout out to everyone who's been asking me to check this out. That was a great fucking request. And that's definitely up there with my one of my albums of the year, for sure. I've not been like overly blown away by a lot of albums this year. There's been a couple maybe at the start of the year, and then it kind of died down a bit, and then obviously we had that period with Sleep Token and everything dropping, and that was a fucking fantastic album. And pretty much since Sleep Token album, I haven't been massively wowed by anything. The Novelist album was really sick as well. There might be one or two more that I'm forgetting, but this has kind of reignited my spark to check out more albums. Obviously, I have been going back in time a little bit with Ghost and stuff like that, which has been really enjoyable. And I'm just kind of following what I really want to do at the moment. Like, I mean, I could check out the Slaughter to Prevail album, like I said, because it would be good for getting more people over to the Patreon. But I'm kind of like, do I want to spend 40 minutes or so listening to that album just to get people over? Not really. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being persistent with asking me to check this out. You guys are a very good gauge as to what I should check out. For the most part, sometimes you just collectively miss, and it's like, this is not for me at all. But I think you are right to be on me about this album. This is great. But yeah, that's all from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for the support on Patreon. Much love. And yeah, cheers. See you later.